Hello students, in last class we discussed numerical problems based on radius of the orbit, energy of the orbit, velocity and ionization energy. In last class we did up to numerical problems. Continuation to that last class, next concept is one of the important concept, de Broglie's wave equation. De Broglie's wave equation, a G silent letter. De Broglie's wave equation or matter wave equation, matter wave equation or dual nature of matter, dual nature of matter, dual nature of matter. It is one of the important concept for objective exam. De Broglie's wave equation or matter wave equation or dual nature of matter. So before going through the de Broglie's wave equation, first of all a introduction I will give. According to Einstein scientist, according to Einstein scientist, he proposed that light has dual nature. According to Einstein scientist, light has dual nature. Light has dual nature. Dual nature means that is light travels in the form of particles like this. Light travels in the form of particles as well as in the form of waves. So according to Einstein scientist, he proposed that light travels in the form of particles as well as in the form of waves. That is dual nature. Light has dual nature, that is particle nature, that is particle nature as well as wave nature. Particle nature as well as wave nature. That's why dual nature. This particle nature, that particle nature explained by some experiments. Particle nature explained by some experiments like photoelectric effect, black body radiations experiment, black body radiations experiments. So this particle nature supported by photoelectric effect and black body radiations experiment, whereas wave nature explained by diffraction experiments is studied in physics. Diffraction experiments. So particle nature explained by photoelectric effect, black body radiations, whereas wave nature explained by diffraction experiments. Hence, according to Einstein scientist, light has dual nature. The same dual nature concept extended to the all moving particles or objects by scientist de Broglie. So the dual nature, just like light travels in the form of particles as well as waves, nothing but dual nature. The concept of dual nature is extended to all types of moving particles or objects by scientist de Broglie. So according to de Broglie scientist, so here I will write statement. According to de Broglie scientist, according to de Broglie scientist, all moving particles are objects. All moving, that may be particles or objects, that should be moves. All moving particles are objects. These may be either microscopic means small object, or macroscopic means big object. So all moving particles are objects that may be either microscopic small object or big object like car, ball, like that. Microscopic or macroscopic, all moving particles like electrons, protons, neutrons, atoms, or molecules, or piece of chalk, piece of chalk, or stones, or cricket ball, or tennis ball, whatever it may be, or car. It is a moving object, cricket ball, car. So all moving particles are objects like electron, protons, or big object, cricket ball or car, possess dual nature. That is particle nature as well as, anyhow statement not important, that statement is only important for PUC. Particle nature as well as wave nature. So this is the statement. Just like light, according to de Broglie, all moving particles are objects also associated with dual nature, particle nature as well as wave nature. Here a small note point you should remember. Wave associated with particles known as matter wave or de Broglie wave. So what is meant by matter wave? The name itself gives the answer. The wave associated with the material particles or simply particles. The wave associated with material particles known as matter wave. Otherwise associated with material particles or simply particles. The wave associated with material particles known as matter wave or de Broglie wave. One more note point. Note 2. The dual nature of electron. So electron revolves around the nucleus. Whenever it revolves around the nucleus, it revolves in the form of particles as well as waves. The dual nature of electron firstly given by scientist de Broglie. So the dual nature of electron firstly given by the scientist de Broglie. Next, de Broglie wave equation. It is also known as matter wave equation. Here a small derivation is there. Anyhow, derivation not important. Lastly, formula will come that you should remember. De Broglie wave equation or matter wave equation. So according to Planck's quantum theory, a small derivation. According to Planck's quantum theory, already we studied E equal to h nu, that equal to hc by lambda. So it is equation number 1. According to Einstein's equation, you studied in lower standard. According to Einstein's equation, you studied in lower standard. What is Einstein's equation? E equal to mc square. Well known equation it is. So according to Planck's quantum theory, E equal to h nu, that equal to hc by lambda. According to Einstein's equation, E equal to mc square. From equation 1 and 2, so if you are comparing first two equations, left hand sides are same, hence compare right hand sides. hc by lambda equal to mc square. hc by lambda equal to mc square. cc gets cancelled. Or h by lambda equal to mc. Or cross multiplication, lambda equal to h by mc. So lambda comes right hand side, lambda equal to h by mc, where c is velocity of light, where c is velocity of light. For objects, velocity is represented as v. Light velocity means c. Photon or light velocity represented as c. Object velocity represented as v. For objects, velocity is represented as v. Therefore, for objects, c is nothing but v. V stands for velocity for objects. In place of c, you have to write down v. Therefore, lambda equal to h by mv. So this is very important formula. Lambda equal to h by mv. So in place of c, you have to write down v, since c equal to v for objects, where lambda stands for wavelength, h Planck's constant, already we know the value, Planck's constant, h stands for Planck's constant, m mass of particle or object, mass of, it may be particle or object, v velocity, v stands for velocity of particle or object, velocity of particle or object. Say it is equation number 3, lambda equal to h by mv. So according to physics, momentum formula, momentum p equal to mass into velocity, but momentum denoted by the symbol p, but momentum p equal to mass into velocity, Therefore, in place of mass into velocity, I simply should remember that p equal to momentum, p equal to mass into velocity. Therefore, in place of mass into velocity, you have to substitute momentum. Therefore, from equation 3, it can be rewritten as lambda equal to h by p. So these two formulas you should remember. 3 and 4 formulas very important. So basic formulas, de Broglie wave equation basic formulas, lambda equal to h by mv or mv replaced as p, lambda equal to h by p. These two formulas are basic formulas for de Broglie wave equation and very important. So according to these two formulas, wavelength and mass how related? Inversely. Wavelength and momentum also how related? Inversely. Note. So according to the above formulas, for a constant velocity, h also constant, wavelength and mass how related? Inversely. Wavelength inversely proportional to mass of object, or wavelength inversely proportional to momentum. Wavelength inversely proportional to mass or wavelength inversely proportional to momentum. Say it is note 1. Next, note 2. Next one is note 2. The wave nature is significant. The wave nature is significant for microscopic particles. For microscopic particles. For microscopic particles like electron, proton, neutron. So the wave nature is most significant for microscopic particles but not for macroscopic particles. Why? Lambda is inversely proportional to mass. Actual lambda formula, lambda equal to h by mv. For microscopic particle, mass is very less. Whenever mass is very less, wavelength is more. Hence, wave nature is significant. So, the wave nature is significant for microscopic particles like electron, proton, neutron due to less mass. Whereas it is quite insignificant. Note 3. The wave nature is quite insignificant. The wave nature is quite insignificant. The wave nature is quite insignificant for macroscopic objects. For macroscopic objects like cricket ball, car, etc. Why for this wave nature is quite insignificant? Best example, general example I am discussing. Whenever car travels on the road, it do not travels in the form of waves. So according to this, all moving object travels in the form of particles as well as waves. But car on the road do not travels in the form of waves. Why? If you are considering de Broglie wave equation lambda equal to h by mv, car macroscopic object high mass. So your mass is very high. Mass is very high means wavelength is very less. Wavelength is almost negligible. So for car, mass is very high. Because of high mass, wavelength is very less. Wavelength is insignificant. Wavelength is very less. That's why wave nature is insignificant. That's why whenever car travels on the road, it do not moves in the form of waves, because wave nature is insignificant due to high mass. So these note points also you should remember. A final conclusion you should remember that light, no doubt about it, travels in the form of particles as well as waves. But in case of this, only microscopic particles travels in the form of particles as well as waves. But macroscopic particles, the dual nature is quite insignificant because of high mass. Next. So this is de Broglie wave equation, lambda equal to h by mv or lambda equal to h by p. Next, relation between de Broglie wavelength, and important for objective exam, de Broglie wavelength lambda and kinetic energy K. Relation between de Broglie wavelength and kinetic energy, important formula. Relation between de Broglie wavelength and kinetic energy. Now, since according to de Broglie wave equation, lambda equal to what formula? Lambda equal to h by mv. Say it is equation number 1. We know that kinetic energy formula, basic formula, K equal to half mv square. Kinetic energy basic formula, K equal to half mv square. Now R, mv square equal to cross multiplication 2 into kinetic energy. So mv square equal to cross multiplication 2 into kinetic energy, or v square equal to 2 into kinetic energy by m, or v equal to square root of 2 into kinetic energy by m. V square equal to 2 into kinetic energy by m, or v equal to square root of 2 into kinetic energy by m. So this is equation 2. Substitute equation 2 in 1. Substitute equation 2 in 1. What we will get? Lambda equal to h by m into, in place of v, what we have to substitute? Square root of 2 into ke by m. Again I am repeating. This is the basic formula, lambda equal to h by mv. In place of we want to substitute 2 into square root of kinetic energy by m. Here root square of m times or lambda equal to h by square root of, so here square root of m and the square root of 2k is square root of 2mk. So this is very important formula. So what is the relation? At least final formula you should remember. What is the relation between wavelength and kinetic energy? Lambda equal to h by root m times root m into root of 2k. Therefore square root of 2mk. Very important. So lambda equal to h by square root of 2mk. Most important formula. At least this final formula you should remember. Sometimes first kinetic energy value they will give, first wavelength and second wavelength they will give, and second kinetic energy they will ask. How lambda and kinetic energy related? Inversely. H anyhow constant. For a particular given mass, m also constant. Therefore, according to this, since wavelength is inversely proportional to square root of k, wavelength and kinetic energy inversely related. Therefore, lambda 1 by lambda 2 equal to square root of ke2 by ke1. So, if you will remember this formula, it is easy. So lambda and kinetic energy inversely proportional. Therefore lambda inversely proportional to square root of ke. Lambda 1 by lambda 2 equal to square root of ke2 by ke1. Next, relation between de Broglie wavelength lambda and absolute temperature capital T. Relation between de Broglie wavelength lambda and absolute temperature capital T. So this is also very important relation. So since we know that what is the relation between de Broglie wavelength and kinetic energy, this is the formula. Since lambda equal to h by square root of 2mke. In first year states of matter we studied kinetic energy for one molecule. Again we will discuss in states of matter. Since kinetic energy for one molecule formula Ke equal to 3 by 2 kT. So we will discuss in states of matter. Up to that you should remember that formula. So in first year states of matter we studied kinetic energy for one molecule is 3 by 2 kT, where K stands for Boltzmann constant. So this is the constant value 1.38 into 10 power minus 23 joules per Kelvin per molecule. So here Boltzmann constant means it is the constant for single molecule. Universal constant R is the constant for moles. So K is Boltzmann constant 1.38 or roughly 1.4. So 1.4 into 10 power minus 23 joules per Kelvin per molecule SI system. Whereas in CGS system, this value also we should remember. 1.38 into 1 joule equal to 10 power 7 ergs. Therefore 10 power minus 16 ergs per Kelvin per molecule, or 1.38 roughly taking as 1.4. So this K value also you should remember. Boltzmann constant K equal to 1.4 into 10 power minus 23 joules per Kelvin per mole SI system. CGS system, this is SI system. This is CGS system. CGS system is 1.4 into 10 power minus 16 ergs per Kelvin per molecule. Therefore, in place of kinetic energy, you have to substitute the 3 by 2 kT. Therefore, lambda equal to h by square root of 2m into, in place of kinetic energy, what you have to substitute? 3 by 2 kT. In place of kinetic energy, we have to substitute 3 by 2 kT. Therefore, 2 gets cancelled. That equal to h by square root of 3m kT. So, lambda equal to h by square root of 3m kT. Or just for remembering purpose, I will rewrite like this. Lambda equal to h by square root of 3 kTm I will write. Because one bike is there, KTM bike. Just for remembering purpose, I wrote like this KTM. Lambda equal to h by square root of 3 KTM. Just like on KTM bike, here formula lambda equal to h by square root of 3 KTM. Very, very important. So, according to this, wavelength and temperature how related? Inversely. For a particular mass, m constant, k also constant, h also constant. Therefore, inversely related. Since lambda is inversely proportional to square root of absolute temperature. So this formula important. Lambda equal to h by square root of 3 kTm. So just like KTM bike, 3 kTm. So lambda and t how related? Inversely. Therefore, lambda 1 by lambda 2 equal to square root of T2 by T1. So this formula also very, very important. So lambda 1 by lambda 2 equals square root of T2 by T1. Sometimes in objective exam, T1 they will give, T2 they will give, lambda 1 they will give, lambda 2 they will ask. Otherwise lambda 1, lambda 2, T1 they will give and they will ask T2. So if you will remember the formulas, problems are easy. So first of all, basic formula lambda equal to h by mv or h by p. Second, kinetic energy lambda equal to h by square root of 2m k. Next, relation between de Broglie wavelength and absolute temperature. Lambda equal to h by square root of 3 kTm. And this relation, lambda 1 by lambda 2 equal to square root of T2 by T1. Still one or two shortcut formulas and numerical problems are there. In next class, we will continue. Thank you.